Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you are all doing good and studying very hard. Okay, so today we will solve another problem of Irodo. And without wasting any time, let's move on to this question. The question number is 1.8, kinematics chapter. So, what is the question? Two boats A and B moves away from the buoy anchored at the middle of the river. First, let's understand this word buoy. What is buoy? The name is difficult to pronounce. The word is very difficult to pronounce, but it means. Uh, Let me tell you the exact meaning. In rivers, at some point there must be more depth, right? So, if there is a person who is moving on the boat, then they might know that person might not know that there is depth in front of him. So in larger depth there is more turbulence actually. So it becomes dangerous if you go nearby that point. So what normally people do to avoid going into such a dangerous situation, they actually create a signal. So what they do, I'm just giving a example. There are other methods also. They actually take a very heavy stone, and to that heavy stone they tie a floating object with a rope, and then they just throw that stone in the river. Now that heavy stone will reach to the bottom of the bed and stays there, and with that heavy stone, that floating object is also fastened. So that floating object will stay there. Now that floating object is a signal that here there is more depth and one must not go there to avoid trouble. So this is how they create a signal. Like in while we move on the road, we see some signals like turn left, turn right. There is a bridge ahead. So we now know what is going to come next in our path. So this is how they made signals, and this signal is called buoy. So let's read once more. Two boat A and B moves away from a buoy anchored at the middle of the river along mutually perpendicular straight lines. Okay, we will see. Means the boat. There are two boats in the river, and they both move in two perpendicular straight lines. Obviously, as seen from the person on the ground, standing on the ground. Now, boat A moves along the river and boat B across the river. Let's first analyze the situation and just draw it. So, suppose this is one bank of the river, and this is another bank of the river. Now, suppose a this is boat A. Now, what boat A does, let me draw it here. What boat A does, it moves along the direction of the river flow. Suppose the river is flowing in this direction and the flow of water is, let's say, VW. I am writing the flow of water as velocity of water as VW, right? And this boat is moving along the river. So okay, fine. And it is given that velocity of each boat with respect to water. So we need this term. So we will write velocity of that boat with respect to water as VBW. Now this boat is going in this direction along the river only. So what they have said, having moved off an equal distance from the buoy, the boat returned. So let's talk about A only. The boat A has gone in this direction first, like this, and then it returned also. Fine. Now we must analyze when it goes in this direction and when it comes back, what must be the velocity. Now, if suppose This boat is driving itself in this direction with velocity VBW with respect to water, and river is also flowing in this direction only, then what must be its speed as seen by the person on the ground? Obviously, you know and you understand this. If you are traveling on a, suppose, bus, and suppose bus is traveling with speed 10 meter per second towards right, and you also now started moving on this bus in the direction of bus only with 5 meter per second, so the person on the ground will observe your speed as 50 meter per second, 15 meter per second, right? And if you don't move at all, then also this person will see at least 10. So now you understand, if you drive your motorboat in this direction only, in the direction of the river only, then your net velocity as seen by the person on the ground will be VBW plus VW. VBW plus VBW. One small thing you must remember, and this formula is used almost everywhere in relative motion. The net velocity of boat will be velocity of boat with respect to water plus velocity of water. Actually, I have written this velocity of a particle A will be equal to velocity of particle A with respect to B plus velocity of B. This is simple relative motion. This is velocity of A with respect to B is equal to velocity of A minus velocity of B. Just take this VB here, and you will see it is just written velocity of A with respect to B is velocity of A minus velocity of B. But we are now analyzing this in different form. So I am writing this velocity of A. What will be the velocity of A? It velocity of A with respect to B. B के हिसाब से क्या velocity है? Plus velocity of what? इन दोनों का resultant होगा. Similarly, velocity of boat with respect to water क्या होगा? तो velocity of boat नहीं sorry velocity of boat actual में क्या होगा ground के frame में? तो velocity of boat with respect to water, water के frame में क्या velocity है? Plus velocity of water. ये मैं और इस बात को थोड़ा समझाऊंगा. ये एकदम सिंपल सी बात है ऐसे कि मान लेते हैं कि आप जा रहे हो इधर, ये जो ट्रेन है या ये प्लेटफॉर्म है ये जा रहा है इधर की तरफ, आप उसको बोल दो VT बोल दो, सपोज वेलोसिटी ऑफ ट्रेन, और आप यहाँ पे सिंपली खड़े हो, तो जो ग्राउंड पे देख रहा है वो बंदा, उसको क्या लगेगा? वो भी बोलेगा कि आप तो इधर ही जा रहे हो, राइट? लेकिन अचानक से आपके मन में मस्ती चढ़ी, तो आपने क्या किया, ट्रेन के ऊपर वेलोसिटी ऑफ सपोज मैन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू ट्रेन, तो ये जो पर्सन है ये पर्सन ट्रेन के ऊपर जाने लगा, और ट्रेन जो है इधर आगे खिसकने लगी, तो आप नेट किधर जाओगे फाइनली? आप तो फिर कहीं तीसरी दिशा में चले जाओगे ना, ये वेलोसिटी ऑफ ट्रेन। तो आपकी जो फाइनल वेलोसिटी आई है ये है इस डायरेक्शन में, और ये जो आपकी फाइनल वेलोसिटी है ये वेलोसिटी ऑफ मैन बोल सकता हूं मैं, ये क्या होगा, ये वेलोसिटी ऑफ मैन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू ट्रेन प्लस वेलोसिटी ऑफ ट्रेन नहीं है क्या? इन दोनों वेक्टर का रिजल्टेंट नहीं है क्या आपकी वेलोसिटी, है ना? तो यही मैंने कहा, मैंने तीन बातें समझा दी आपको, ये है मेन बात, मैं इसका यूज करने वाला हूं, बाकी सब मैं मिटा रहा हूं. So actually this was really easy, but I dived more into this. Now we know that when it is going in the direction of the flow, we will call it downstream, then its velocity will be VBW plus VW, and when it is coming back its velocity must be in the ground frame as seen by this person on the ground. We will write its velocity will be VBW minus VW, इन दोनों का subtraction हो जाएगा. So time taken by one, suppose this distance is L, total distance is L. So time taken by the boat A will be, first it has traveled this distance with speed VBW plus VW. So I will write L upon VBW plus VW. This is for ongoing journey, and then that boat has to return also, but while returning its speed has become VBW minus VW, so we will write L upon VBW minus VW. This is the velocity, and if you solve it you will get like in the denominator we are getting VBW square minus VW square, and in the numerator we can see VW is going to cancel out, and we will get 2L into VBW. This is the time of A. Okay, fine. Now let's talk about boat B. Boat B boat B moved across the river. So as seen from the ground, they have already said both boat has moved in the perpendicular direction. So suppose boat B is here, and now boat B has to move in perpendicular direction. Now this is little bit challenging, that boat B has to go perpendicular to the direction of the motion of A. So what boat will B will do? If boat B will direct himself or steer itself in this direction, then obviously if it will steer like is in this direction VBW, then it will be carried away by the stream also. Like velocity of boat VBW is in this direction, and we know that the net velocity of the boat is going to be the resultant of VBW and VW. So VBW and VW, if the boat steer in this direction, then it will reach in this direction, and it will go here, right? But it has to go in this direction, means final direction must be here. So in order to reach in this direction, we already know that this is the case of shortest path to reach without drift, right? So in that case he has to go in this direction at some angle theta, and we very well know how to solve that question. Let's solve that question. Okay, students, in order to move perpendicular, so at least we know that velocity of boat final velocity of boat must be in this direction, right? So this boat must steer itself in some angle with respect to the VB, yeah, or let's say perpendicular direction, and this is VBW. Now VBW, 1 minute, VBW plus VW is going to give VB, and now net velocity is this. Now, so after traveling distance L, let's say this is distance L, this is distance L. Similarly, this is distance L. After traveling distances, he has to return also. While returning, this is really important, students. While returning also, its net velocity must be in opposite direction only, right? So I am drawing the same diagram, but with different color. So its velocity must be in this direction now. This is the case, right? This must be the velocity. So now if he has to come here again, he is returning, that boat person is returning but without drift. So we know that again he has to travel, he has to steer himself in such a way that it finally reaches here. So obviously it is same case like this. So VBW plus VW will give VW, and this will also be theta. So at least we know that, like in both cases it has to move such that the drift is zero. So I think in both cases, while ongoing journey from here P to from Q, and from Q to P, there will be same distance and same final velocity. Now how to calculate this final velocity? It's very easy, it's not difficult at all. See, let me draw it, the triangle here for you. It is like this. This is VBW, the length is VBW, this is VW, and this is going to be VB. This is going to be VB. So just apply Pythagoras theorem. We know that now this all vectors, magnitude of these vectors will represent the length of this arrow. That's it. So I will simply write that by Pythagoras theorem, VB square plus VW square is equal to VBW square, and let's write velocity of boat square will be velocity of boat with respect to water square minus velocity of water square, and VB will be equal to under root of VBW square minus VW square. So this is what we got. Now this is the net velocity in this direction, right? So time taken by B is equal to, I will say, L upon the velocity VBW square minus VW square. But this is just ongoing journey, and then P to Q, and then while going from Q to P also same distance, same speed, so time will become 2. And we have been given that TA by TB is, let me see what it is given, 1. We have to find, okay, we have to find, and it is given that VBW, velocity of boat with respect to water, is n times greater than the velocity of the stream, is n greater than the velocity of the stream. Okay, fine. So they have actually given us that velocity of a boat with respect to water is equal to 1.2 times, or eta times velocity of water. So I will simply write Ta by Tb. Ta by Tb will be 12 cancel. So VBW divide by, when I will do under root of this, and in above I will get TB is downward. So under root of VB square minus VBW is will go in the numerator, and again in downward. So I think I will get this VBW square minus VW square, and now it is solved. I think question is solved. Now we know that it is eta times VW upon under root of, if I will write the values this, it will get eta times VW square minus VW square, and now finally we got under root of eta square minus 1. So this is the ratio of Ta by Tb. So this is how we solve. So students, while solving problems, there are two or three steps. First step is comprehending the problem, what is given in the question. First understand the question, analyze the situation, and we must be able to draw that on the paper. When it is clear that what is given and what is being asked, then only you can start thinking about what you have learned and how you can correlate with that. Now once you have now correlated what you have studied, you have found out that which topic, from which topic this question has come. Now you can apply physics concept, and after applying physics concept, then there is only mathematics. So first and third step is nothing related to physics. It's English, or it's language understanding, language comprehension, and the third step is maths. In between, yes, you have to apply physics, and that is really, if you have understood question well, then it is not difficult part. Okay students, we will, I hope you have understand the video fully, and we will again meet in the next video with the next question. Okay students, happy learning.